It's an exciting day for Tesla here in the UK. It's the 1st of May 2019 and it's now possible to order a right-hand drive Tesla Model 3. Right, it's the 1st of May 2019. I've just got back from picking up my Tesla Model S for some warranty work at Tesla in Birmingham, and they had a Model 3 there for me to have a look at. It was a left-hand drive one, so I'm going to talk a little bit about my thoughts of the Tesla Model 3 here in the UK, and then now it's also available to order online here in the UK, so we have a little quick look at how much things cost and what the specs like. So the first thing I noticed about the Model 3 is I think it looks actually a lot better in person than it does in the pictures. I think it looks pretty good in the pictures, but I really kind of liked the proportions and the styling. In person is really good. I actually like how the door handles open, so if you've not seen them, you kind of push the door handle in a little bit and it kind of pops out. So instead of having the automatic business that we have on the Model S and everything that's kind of prone to failures, they've eliminated that, which is really smart and it works really well. Once getting inside, it definitely feels like a smaller car than the Model S. Not like you're not kind of hemmed in, it doesn't feel claustrophobic, but it definitely feels a less spacious car than the Model S, which of course it is. This particular car had white trim and it did feel kind of very clean and very airy. Personally, I wouldn't go for white seats because I have kids and a dog, but it does look really nice. Plenty of room actually in the back, so you've got good headroom and good legroom as well. So you've got panoramic roof on there, which obviously allows for additional headroom, but it's really comfortable. It's good to see that in the kind of rear center console you've got a couple of USB charging ports. There's no cup holders in there, but what we do have is a folded down kind of center armrest that does have some cup holders in there. So again, they've addressed some of the things that people have spoken about with the Model S. People wanted to have that fold down armrest and stuff like that, so you have that now, which is really good. I think it looks really good with the performance wheels on there. Obviously that will impact range a little bit, but I think they look really good compared to the Aero wheels for me personally. Looking in the boot, it's quite a spacious boot actually. Good luggage area. The only real restriction with the Model 3 is it's a saloon, right? It's not a hatchback, so there are some restrictions as to how large the entryway is for you to have to put things in and out. If it's a showstopper for you, then I think the answer is you want to wait until the Model Y, because it's the Model Y is basically just a slightly larger hatchback of the Model 3. Sitting inside the front, I still think it's kind of odd that it's kind of so minimalist. Different people like different things, of course. Right now, I do personally prefer to have the center console that the Model S has, along with the dash console. But what I did find was quite interesting is once I was in the car, in the driver's seat, it actually didn't feel that odd that my eyes are kind of drawn to the center to look for the speedo and everything. So I don't actually think it's as much as an issue as perhaps I thought it was before sitting in a Model 3, but the seats are really comfortable. The build quality felt really good actually. And I know some people have said that the Model 3 doesn't feel as well built as the Model S. I didn't feel that at all. I felt that the car was really well kind of put together. I had no issues with the fit and finish that I could see. Another thing that I did notice in the back that was kind of cool, that sometimes I wish my Model S had, is in the ceilings built-in coat hooks. So obviously if you're traveling to a meeting, you want to hang up your jacket, kids in the back, you have the ability to pop that open, excuse me, and it kind of hides itself quite nicely as well. So really good. I didn't have time to have a look in the front to see how much room there was there, but everything about the car seemed pretty good really. and it's just really exciting that they're now available in the UK. So this car obviously wasn't a right-hand drive vehicle, and they haven't yet confirmed when test drives will be available, so I may or may not be able to get a test drive on one of those. But Tesla are saying that they hope to get deliveries for those that are ordering now into the UK for sometime in June 2019, which is pretty fantastic really. If you compare it to like the e-Niro and the Kona, which is in a similar price bracket, and the Leaf, but the Leaf is much more available. You're waiting 14 or plus months, so to be able to potentially get a car in 1 to 2 months, I can only assume that Tesla have already built the certain specs of these cars and they're already on a boat on their way here, so we shall see. Pretty exciting. Obviously we're going to look into the configuring now of a Tesla Model 3 here in the UK, see what the options are, what the costs are, everything. At the time of doing this video, it's important to be aware of a couple of things. In the UK, we currently still have the EV government grant, which is reduced down to £3,500. So we'll see that included in the cost reduction of the vehicle. And in addition to that, right now until the end of May, Tesla are doing a referral boost, giving new buyers 5,000 free supercharging miles. So if you do decide to place an order in between now and May, please consider using my referral code. Both yourself and I will get 5,000 free supercharging miles. And then depending on how things change, it falls back to previous. You can still use the referral code, but you and I will both get 1,000 free supercharging miles. So it's not worth a load of money, but anything free is anything free as far as I'm concerned. And have the ability to use the supercharger network and save yourself a few pence or pounds here and there is kind of what Tesla's all about. So let's crack on with having a look at the Tesla Model 3 and see how things look. Okay, so if we move across to the Tesla website, we can see now we have the Model 3 and we can go to custom order. So let's do that now. Obviously right now there's not going to be any inventory for UK models. So it starts off and we have, I guess, what they're calling the standard range plus model here in the UK. So this is a rear wheel drive car that has partial premium interior, which we'll look at that in a moment. And what everyone was wanting to know is obviously what is the price going to be for this, the cheapest Tesla Model 3 that you can get. And the answer is £38,050. And that's an important number because in the UK, anything over £40,000, even if it's an electric vehicle, you have to pay what we're calling the luxury car tax. So it's important keeping it underneath that is kind of a key thing. Obviously, if you start adding on things and it creeps over 40,000, then you are going to have to pay the road tax on your Tesla Model 3. The other thing to talk about very briefly before we go into the different configurations is, as Elon mentioned in a recent kind of press conference, I think it's the Autonomous Driving Day, he stated that obviously anyone that does the hire purchase with a Model 3 will not have the right or the ability to purchase their Model 3 at the end of the lease. It will go into their robo-taxi program. So that's my current understanding. I don't know if there's any UK legislation that means that they don't have the ability to do that, but just keep that in mind. If you are looking to do hire purchase as opposed to get a loan or buy outright outside of Tesla, you may not have the ability to purchase this Tesla Model 3 at the end of your lease. So let's look at things here. So starting off, let's look at the partial premium interior and confirm what that looks like. So it's actually really quite a good spec. So as you can see, 12-way power adjustable heated front seats, premium seat material and trim, the upgraded audio which gives the immersive sound, standard maps and navigation, LED fog lamps, sensor console with the storage, four USB ports, docking station for 2 smartphones. So you can see all that in some of the video we looked at the beginning of this vlog, where the center console has so much storage, and it's really good the way they put that all together. Then if you look at the different the packs that are obviously an option with the dual motor vehicles. If you have the premium interior, so again you have 12-way power adjustable heated front and rear seats. So only obviously front seats in the partial premium. You get rear heated seats. You get the premium audio, so it has more speakers, the subwoofer and the amps to give much better sound quality. You also get upgraded navigation, so satellite maps with live traffic visualization and navigation. Also in-car internet streaming, so in the UK this will mean that you have the ability to access Spotify and tune in, that kind of thing. Internet browser doesn't really work very well and doesn't really matter that much, but you know, it's there. Location aware automatic garage door opener. I don't think many people in the UK tend to keep their car in the garage, but you know, it's there. Anyway, LED fog lamps like you had already anyway, and the center console is exactly the same. So only 2 levels of trim, which is why it makes it really easy for Tesla to kind of build these in bulk and already get them shipping, because there's not too many nuances that you can go through to configure one anyway. All cars have a tinted glass roof with the UV and infrared protection, auto dimming, power folding, heated side mirrors, and the ability to do music and media streaming over Bluetooth, along with those custom profiles that you have. When you get in the car, you can select the name of the driver and it will automatically adjust. Except with the Model 3, you don't have a key. You can purchase a key additionally, but what you get is a couple of credit card shaped RFID cards that you use as kind of a key fob. Already their preference is that you use the Tesla app on your phone, and basically you can tie both the phone and one of those cards to the driver profile. So if it's like a husband and wife situation, the seating and all the other settings will adjust based on which card or phone is present. So it works pretty well. So that's obviously the difference between the 2 interior packs. So one thing you'll notice is across the range now, Tesla is using the WLTP estimates, which are much more kind of realistic in terms of, you know, getting a rough idea of what the range is really going to be. So the standard plus range, which again was mentioned, will be the cheapest one in the UK. They're estimating around 258 miles. I think it'd be a bit less than that, of course, but it's in that kind of ballpark. So it is less than a Kia e-Niro or a Kona, but you have to also remember that I'm going to talk about this a little bit as we go through the configurations. All Teslas come with Autopilot, not full self-driving, but Autopilot, so some of these things have become standard. So depending on what's important to you, also access to the supercharger network, etc. It's that trade-off. What's more important to you, the miles or the technology and the styling and how the car drives? So as we can see, top speed 140 miles an hour, 5.3 seconds, 0 to 60. And as we've got here, the higher purchase estimations is £543 per month before savings, £385 a month after savings. So it's important to have a quick look at this kind of estimations of cost. Tesla have kind of got some criticism for this in the past, and I kind of agree with it actually, because they, as we can see here, if we go to this after savings piece, they do this fuel savings crap. And if you buy an electric vehicle, you definitely do save money on fuel. One, because you're not buying petrol or diesel or whatever, you're obviously using electricity. And my own personal example, I can say in my BMW 4 Series, I was spending on average £150 a month on petrol, and now I'm paying around £15 a month in electricity. I'm actually doing a bit more mileage, and actually it cost me less than £15 because that would be if I wasn't using solar at all. So like in the last month, I think my solar charged most of the car, and it resulted in like £5 or £3 of electricity. It was crazy. So this is a real saving, but this isn't really a saving. This doesn't really knock the price off the car. So at the end of the day, if you're buying this vehicle, for example, it's going to cost you £543 a month. that's how much you're going to be paying Tesla. You're not going to be paying them £385. Now you may be saving money elsewhere because you're not having to buy petrol, which is going to help you pay that £543 a month. But just be clear that the after savings cost isn't the price that you're paying for this car. It's the potential daily running cost or monthly running cost of this vehicle. We can see this in a little bit more clarity. The calculation that on average most people do about 12,500 miles per year, and the cost of fuel being 1.31 a litre, and so that's how they kind of estimate that saving of nearly 10 grand over 5 years. And obviously the incentives, as we mentioned already, right here in the UK right now, it's £3,500. If we quickly look at non-hire purchase, so if you're purchasing the car in cash, so as mentioned, the on the road price is going to be £38,900. That price does include VAT and the plug-in grant. So again, we're going to keep on ignoring this after the savings cost because it's bullshit, basically. So yeah, £38,900 is your on the road cost for the cheapest Tesla Model 3, which will also mean you don't have to pay any road tax. So let's go through the rest of the configuration on the standard Range Plus model. Black is the standard colour along with the 18-inch aero wheels. Any other colour you select is going to increase by around £950. So let's say, for example, if I was buying this one, I would probably want to go with the Midnight Silver Metallic. That's the colour I have on my Tesla Model S right now. So as you can see, that increases it by £950. Red is an extra £1,900. Silver, £1,450, and blue is also £950. So already we're now pushing ourselves up into the next price bracket if we're not careful. So having this colour is okay. If we changed to red, now we have to pay road tax. So again, things to keep in mind. It might not be the end of the world to you. £310 a year is what the road tax is in the UK if you're in the luxury tax bracket for electric vehicle. So again, I would go with Midnight Silver. I also don't like the aero wheels, so I'd want to go with the 19-inch sport wheels, and automatically from doing that, this car now puts me in the luxury price bracket. So what I would actually probably do, because I like cars and I like how they appear, I would get it with the paint that I like, keep the aero wheels, so then I purchase the car under that kind of luxury tax bracket, and then I'd probably pay a slight premium, but get the wheels from Tesla after the purchase to kind of eliminate the road tax piece. As you can see, based on this spec, current estimated delivery is in June. We go now through to the interior. There's really not a lot of options that you have for interior. You can have all black. I personally would prefer the all black to also have black headlining as well, but so I think it looked better in the all black. Or you go with the all white, and then I think it does look better with the white headlining. But again, I think you need to be very good at keeping your car clean for the all white to be staying clean over time. Even like in my last car, my BMW, I had cream seats, and just the dye off your jeans, you know, can mark the seats quite easily. So we'll stick with black. And again, I don't know if you noticed there, black is standard. It's an extra £950 if you want to go with white, which again pushes the price up a little bit more. And then Autopilot. So I think you really don't buy a Tesla without wanting Autopilot, and now kind of Tesla kind of forcing that on you in a little way, which has increased the cost, but it is lower than what the cost would have been if you bought Autopilot separately. But it's important not to confuse that with full self-driving as well. So you can purchase full self-driving for £4,900 at the time of purchase, or it's currently estimated to be about £6,800 after purchase. Personally, I think I would hold off buying the full self-driving capability, because it's not the fact that the car can't do it, it's going to be very limited based on what the UK regulators are going to allow. So I think there's a chance that US adoption of this will be faster, but UK I think is going to be some way behind. So you can pay the extra £5,000 essentially and let's say you're leasing this car for 5 years, which I think is what the assumption is based on those calculations, you might not get full self-driving in those 5 years. So again, decide what you think is most likely to happen, and obviously make your purchasing choice based on that. But I'm going to continue to configure this without full self-driving, and then we get to paying the money. So as we can see, if I wanted to buy this car, I need to put a £2,000 deposit down right now, and the purchase price is going to be £41,300. And again, we're going to ignore the crap about how much money I'm going to save, because we can't guarantee it. So that's it. That's for the cheapest model. So if we quickly go back and look at the differences. So again, standard range plus, as we said, 258 miles and 114 miles per hour top speed, up to 60 in 5.3 seconds. Then we go to the dual motor all-wheel drive cars. So the long range there, which is I guess the maximum range version for the Model 3, giving us an estimated 348 miles of range. A top speed that is 5 miles an hour quicker, 145 miles per hour, and then obviously a significant improvement in up to 60 speed of 4.5 seconds. So again, all the rest of the configuration is exactly the same, but you can see straight away as soon as we go into the long range, that's put us into the £50,000 pound bracket. And if we look finally at the performance model, so again, a reduction in range, 329 miles estimated, but a top speed of 162 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 of 3.2 seconds, which is pretty damn impressive. So I'm really excited to see Model 3 coming to the UK here. I think in some ways it makes a lot more sense in terms of the size of the vehicle based on the size of UK roads and parking spaces. It's going to be a much easier car to manage and use, and I think comparatively pricing wise it makes sense. I think if you're not sure about buying new still, perhaps you might want to look at one of my other videos, which was kind of my guide on buying a used Tesla Model S, because you can, I think you've got the option now to make this choice. If you want to buy a brand new top performance Model 3, or would you like to buy like a 1.5 to 2 year old non-performance Model S for the kind of same price? So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you decide to buy one. As mentioned again, if you do consider to buying one, please consider to use my referral code. Both you and I will benefit from some free supercharging. And obviously then once you've got your referral code, then you also can share that referral code with other people. But I'm looking forward to seeing some Tesla Model 3s on the road and hopefully getting a test drive in one. Ed, make sure you place your order. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.